right, so today we are talking about the FujiFilm X-M5. This is a very small, compact APS-C camera that is a lot of fun to use. I didn't realize how much fun I'd have using this until I started playing around. The main reason I bought it was because of the 6.2K open gate, because I do like filming anamorphics. But this camera is a lot of fun for stills. I've done a lot of still photography recently with it. I do like the FujiFilm, the simulations. It's a lot of fun to click on. My favorite is the black and white, and just take black and white photos. I have the black and white JPEG and then the raw photo if I don't particularly like how it comes out. So I can do all my edits and my changes to it, and it's awesome. So the camera as I have it right now has a TT Artisans 27mm 2.8 lens on it. This lens is sharp and fast and very compact. So overall, the whole camera is, pocket sizable. I throw this into a little sling bag. I walk around with it. It works great for street photography. I could actually take photos of people on the street and not really bring too much eye or attention to myself. I could also, be downtown taking photos, easily put it in my bag, and nobody's the wiser. So the biggest drawback to this is that it doesn't have IBIS. I shake a lot, so doing video handheld with something this small is prone to lots and lots of shake. I have not tried out the digital stabilization that is used mostly for vlogging and things like that. It does have a crop in on it, so I haven't used that yet, but what I typically will do is just take a small monopod with me. Since this is so small and so light, I can just plop it on a monopod and it acts as a tripod. The monopod that I have is the iFootage monopod. I think it's like a Cobra, and yeah, it's very light, very easy to carry. Just throw it on there, throw on the camera, and off to the races we go. So the 6.2 open gate is what I bought this for. I wanted a 6K camera simply because I do a lot of adjusting, a lot of punching in, and I want to have the extra resolution to be able to do that for reframing purposes. Not that I'm going to be doing any 6K delivery, but the extra real estate in my picture is always good. And the sensor on here is really nice. Now, one thing that I did notice is I took this camera out on a day hike, and the camera defaults to 1280 for the ISO, for the lowest end for video, which caught me by surprise. Now, I might need to look into this a little bit more, figure out why it's doing that, figure out if there's any way to get it like a lower ISO. But since I didn't have an ND filter for this lens, it completely blew out. Now, it was a foggy day. There was a lot of atmosphere going around, and so it didn't really seem like it was blowing out, but it was blowing out quite a bit. And you'll see that in the footage here. So overall, the buttons on the top, you have a on-off switch, which is very handy to click in, click out. It has a record button for video. It also has a trigger, a shutter release up here. There are a couple dials for picking your mode, whether it's video, shutter priority, all the regular ones. There's a couple customs there. And then there's also the film simulation dial. This is very fun to play with. I found out that if you have it on the film simulation and you're taking photos and you accidentally press the video record, it will actually record with that film simulation in whatever setting you have currently. So that was a nice little surprise. I accidentally hit it. I started filming some black and white footage, and it was fun. Would I do that normally? No, I'd just normally film in F-Log2 and then grade it to black and white. But as far as the photos go, the camera's fast and snappy. It does take a little bit to get used to not having a viewfinder. A lot of the people and the reviews that are out there, they'll talk about viewfinder, 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 and ibis, ibis, ibis. After I started getting used to it and, having the fold out, articulating screen and being able to just touch and it will focus and then take a snapshot of it, that was a lot of fun to do, because if you're doing something low, you could, have the screen out and then just tap and then get whatever you're looking at low. But one of the things I did find was if I had it, up against the camera body like so, and I was just having my thumb here, I would accidentally take photos. So having a small camera body does have its downsides. There are rigs that you could get, cages like from Small Rig, which have, they sit in the hot shoe up here, a thumb grip and a larger grip for the front. And so that might help a little bit, but otherwise, you take a couple extra photos. So it's taken me a little while to get used to the menuing on here. The menus are sort of tucked away. I've barely gotten used to doing it with my Canon cameras. And so learning a new FujiFilm, menuing system is a little tricky. The way that they organize things isn't really the same. And logically, it's nothing like a Blackmagic camera. Blackmagic's menuing system is so much better and so superior. The features on the camera, you could always go look at some of the other reviews. I do get sort of bothered by how they have the bottom battery door with the SD card slot here. If you were to put a tripod plate on the bottom of here, it would block the battery plate or the battery door, and you wouldn't be able to get out your SD card. You can connect the camera via USB-C to an iPad or an iPhone to transfer photos. A little less elegant, in my opinion, because I don't necessarily want to have to go through their app to transfer photos. I'd rather just have the SD card access. So that's one sort of knock that I'm not too fond of. And then there's the micro HDMI cable or connector. I've never liked the micro. I have a micro connector on my Canon R6, and I always feel like it's going to snap or break. And so this I'm very concerned with. Now, my intention is to get a Blackmagic Video Assist and record B-RAW at 6K, because I'm really looking forward to having that larger image sensor be able to record B-RAW. The other items here are the smaller Q button. This pulls up some of the menuing system and some of the options when you're taking photos and get video and want to switch things. It's small. One thing, it's not going to make you hit it and then accidentally change something, but it's also sort of a pain to get to if you're, wanting to change something quickly and you got to sort of dig your finger in there. Now I have smaller hands, so it's not that big of a deal for me, but somebody with larger hands, that might be a real pain in the bottom. Other than that, there's, microphone inputs, which is really great because, I use the Rode Wireless Go's. I have a bunch of on-camera microphones that'll become very useful for recording with this. But overall, my main thing here is using this as a photo camera. I love just walking around, taking photos of things and having these film simulations. It's made taking photography fun again. Now, I have the R6. That's a fun camera to shoot with, but it's larger, it's sort of clunky. I actually prefer to go out with my Canon R, which is smaller. It's, for some reason, just the novelty of it just feels faster. But this one, it's so fun because it's small, it's tiny, it's, got all the film simulations. You can sort of play around. If you find something to photograph, you got that, and you have the RAW along with it. So if you're not sure, you want to try out like one of the film simulations, click it, you'll get a JPEG with the film simulation baked in, and then the RAW image later. Other than that, I don't really have many lenses for it. I just have this, and then I have an EF adapter. I have a lot of EF lenses. I have Nikons that are adapted to E, so I do have a lot of options with this, and the X mount has been sort of a nice option, because like most mirrorless mounts, you could, adapt it to E mount or EF mount, sorry. So if you've liked what you've seen today, please go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment. I really enjoy seeing the comments. I try to respond back as many as possible. And the feedback is always appreciated and welcome. So I hope everybody has a great holiday season, and I will see you in the next one.